Aloha everybody, Kaiwaza with you. Welcome back to my channel. It is a very rainy Monday afternoon, very tropical, rainy afternoon here in Waikiki, and it is the perfect time to continue with my ongoing series here of my top 20 Exotica records of all time. I'm going to link up here somewhere if you are interested to see my numbers 20 through 11 videos. I'll link that up there. Just having some more coffee this afternoon in my Tommy Bahama mug. I love this mug. This is actually the second one of these that I've had. I had one earlier for many years, and I broke it somehow. I just dropped it and smashed to smithereens, and it wasn't like a month later that I found one in a thrift store again, which is really weird because they're the only two I've ever seen in the thrift store, but very weird, but I like it. Now we are up to the number 10, my personal favorite Exotica record of all time. Okay, and these are vinyl recordings. Number 10. Pagan Festival by, I hope this is going to be hard to look at because of the foil cover, but Pagan Festival by Dominic Frontiere and his orchestra, an exotic love ritual for orchestra. Now this is on Columbia Records. It's from 1959, and Dominic Frontiere, the gentleman that composed all of the music, all of the songs on this, was also the musical director for 20th Century Fox, and he did scored The Outer Limits, which he was kind of well known for. Interestingly, when I was looking up this artist, he was actually arrested in 1986 for 9 months for scalping tickets to the 1980 Super Bowl game, and he made $500,000 selling 16,000, I think it was, of them, and or something, 1,000, something, whatever. Scalp tickets to the Super Bowl, made $500,000 and didn't report it to the IRS. So I'm not judging, whatever, just saying, interesting later in life. Anyway, this one, yeah, if you like Les Baxter, you will love this album, because if you like that full orchestral treatment, that is what this is. And it's just a suite of songs, really, that emphasize, you can see from the track title, this is supposed to be Incan rituals. Now, of course, typical per Exotica records, really, this is not, I don't think it's an Incan, really like true to Incan ritual music or whatever. Like these compositions, you really could have plopped this Pagan Festival anywhere, like in the South Seas or in Africa or in Asia or wherever, and just given the songs different titles, and you would get the same effect, because they all have this sort of exotic, little bit of influence from different places in all of the songs pretty much. And I love this album a lot. There's a lot of songs on here I really like, and this is one I come back to quite often. Number 10, Pagan Festival, Dominic Frontiere. Alrighty, now number 9. This one, I don't hear people talking about this record that much. I don't know if it's just not very well known in Exotica circles or what, because it is by a Hawaiian artist who only did this one album that was kind of in this genre. Otherwise, he did Hawaiian music. That is Mr. Ed Kenney, the exotic sound of the Spice Islands.
Long ago and far away, I dreamed a dream one day.
Now the copy I have is a demonstration copy, not for sale. These are all like Broadway kind of show tunes that most of them could be done as like an Exotica song. They have some sort of element about being far away or something to them. But they've given them very exotic arrangements.
To the stars.
The arranger and conductor is Dick Hyman. So Ed Kenney, 1960, yeah. Ed Kenney, a local guy here in the islands, part Hawaiian, part Chinese, part Haole, was singing in a bunch of productions and whatnot here, and then went to Broadway and was in Flower Drum Song. This is younger, somewhat younger Ed Kenney, and great voice. And then he came back to Hawaii and he performed for many years, married Beverly Noah, who was a very well-known hula dancer, and they performed together at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel for many years. If you like kind of over-the-top bird calls and kind of over-the-top arrangement where they're really like, there's percussion instruments in here and bird calls that are just very in your face. You know, they're not subtle at all. And I kind of enjoy that sort of thing. Ed Kenney, a Hawaiian music artist, was sort of a tongue-in-cheek person, and some of his recordings were a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I don't know how else to say it, but love this guy, and I love this record. It's number 9 for me. So I want to take just a moment here to talk about a giveaway contest that I'm doing that I would love for you guys to enter. I'm giving away, I've been amassing these, somewhat of a collection of artificial leis, like what you see me wearing here. They're very beautiful, made out of yarn, ribbon. There are some with kukui nuts and whatever, all kinds of different things. And I want to do a giveaway. I have enough for a first prize of about a dozen of them and a second prize of something like a half dozen. And they look like this, and they're all sort of assorted colors. They're really great for decorating if you want to like put them in your tiki lounge area. You can drape them on paintings and do all sorts of things with them decorating wise. They are also great to wear if you're wearing your Hawaiian resort wear. And also, I think they'd be nice. I mean, you can just hang on to them for yourselves, but they'd also be great if you when the time comes when you can have a little tiki cocktail gathering or a luau or whatever. These would be wonderful to give to your guests to wear and keep for the function. So it doesn't matter where in the world you live. I don't care. All you have to do is send me, just tell me what your favorite Exotica album is, or your favorite song or favorite Exotica artist. It doesn't matter. If you're not familiar and you really just don't know anything, just say, I don't know anything, but I just want to enter the drawing. That's fine. And email your entry response to hawaiianhifiradio@yahoo.com. That's all one word, lowercase, Hawaiian Hi-Fi, H-I-F-I, radio at yahoo.com. Let me know what your favorite artist is, or just that you just want to enter the drawing, whatever. And doesn't matter where in the world you live. I'll run this through Valentine's Day, and then I'll draw the winner after Valentine's Day. So let me know. Send in your entry, and you could win a box of a beautiful dozen leis from Hawaii for your tiki lounge or whatever you want to do with them. Okay, next up, we are up to number 8, which is the original Italian soundtrack from the 1968 film Bora, Bora by Piero Piccioni. This recording that I have is not the original recording, which came out when the movie came out, like 68, 69, something. This is a reissue that was that came out in the 80s, and I think 83. I think there have been a couple of reissues of it, actually. Now, the reason I have this in my countdown is just, it's a wonderful theme. It's sort of thematic. I mean, like, there's a theme that comes up quite often in these songs that's very similar. But wow, it's so dark, and it's so, to me, it's very Gauguin-esque. If you like the paintings of Paul Gauguin and his period in Tahiti, for me, it kind of reminds me of that, because it's kind of dark and a little bit foreboding, but very exotic, as you can hear. I'm a fan of this one. Now this, the film, when it was released in America by American International Pictures, they did a different soundtrack to it. So this is the original Italian soundtrack. Les Baxter did the American soundtrack. Will that one be in the countdown? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Well, I do know, but okay. Up next, 1959 recording. This is number 7. We're getting there. Frank Hunter and his orchestra, White Goddess. This one is on Cap Records, and I'll tell you, my copy is not the greatest. It's pretty good, but there's some scuffiness to it. It's a very expensive record to find, very expensive. I do have it on CD, so I'm kind of okay with that, and then having a not as minty record copy. I think I paid like $25 for this, which is why I got it, and I don't normally pay that much, but it's often priced higher than that. I love this album. There's so many like weird songs on it. 8 of the songs were original compositions by Frank Hunter. This has everything you want. I mean, there's no bird calls or nature sounds, but it's, you know, the female, wordless female voice coming in and out of music, very exotic arrangements. I'm all about this record. Again, it's one I come back to. Love White Goddess. And what does it really mean? I don't know. White Goddess, like, I mean, obviously Caucasian goddess, but like, it's weird, right? Like White Cargo or something, where there's some films like that.
Listen to the rhythm of the drums. You are losing your willpower. You will tune in to Hawaiian Hi-Fi Radio on live365.com. You will move and swing and sway and shimmy to the entrancing, intoxicating sounds of Hawaiian Hi-Fi Radio. The link is below in the description, and you will follow.
Okay, now we come to number 6, okay? Well, in fact, it is the American International Records soundtrack to the film that was done in '68. 1970 was the American reissue, and it was Bora Bora. Les Baxter redid it. Now, I came across this album. I didn't really know about Les Baxter. I was a kid. I didn't know anything about Les Baxter. I didn't know anything about the movie. It was a cutout sale in a department store for 50 cents that my parents bought for me, and I grew up playing this record. I got it as a young kid, loved it. Still love it today. Definitely from that sort of jet set, Exotica type of Les Baxter music. If you ever get a chance to see the film, do get a chance to see it, but it's kind of hard to locate. It's sexploitation, but there's beautiful cinematography, and the backdrops of Tahiti are fantastic. Stop there, and I will see you next time.